Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga. This is our last week in the month of October where we're focusing a little bit more on endurance in different aspects of our yoga practice. Today I have flowing yoga that involves twisting poses. And once we get into the twist, we'll be holding it for several breaths to really focus on the rotation of the spine. Make sure your twists are gentle. So we don't want to ever crank or force a twist. We want to just let the muscles of our spine engage so that we can find a good range of motion, especially when we get up into the neck. So try not to be too forceful with your twists. This class will be progressive in nature. So as I move from one sequence to the next, if you don't want to continue to go up to the next level, you can stay with the one that we did prior to that. So I have a little blanket there just for some of the kneeling work. So if you'd like to have that, also my block, I'm going to be using that quite a bit today to help assist me with the poses. You can use a chair at the top of your mat as well. That might be nice for some of the twists. So I would like you to just come to a standing position with your feet about hips distance apart, or you can bring them tightly together. Let your arms float out just a little bit. Lengthen your spine as tall as you can, and then use the muscles of your core to rotate your body as far as you can to the right side, looking over your shoulder. And just pause there and notice what you can see behind you. Your hips should remain facing forward. So let's breathe that back to the center. Relax your arms for a moment. Inhale, take them back up, create a nice long spine. Slowly, with your exhalation, twist to the left as far as your muscles will do for you, and see what you can see behind you on that left side. And we'll come back to center and lower the arms down. Now take your feet a little bit wider. Notice if we start to rotate our hips and pivot side to side, we can twist a little farther, but we're twisting from our feet and from our knees, not from our waist. So I want you to stabilize your feet, keep these square, and we'll just do a little rotation here. We sometimes start with this in Tai Chi. And you're just rotating side to side, and your arms are really loose. So as I go around, I'm not using the muscles of my arms, and they're slapping the sides of my body. We're using only the core to find that rotation. Now notice as you do this, you can keep your head completely still, and you can turn the rest of your body without rotating your head. I want you to slow this down a little bit. And then notice you can turn your head the same direction your body's going. So looking to the left, looking to the right. Sometimes that makes us feel a little dizzy. So when you're doing your twist today, know that you don't have to move your head. You can keep it still. Now notice that you can turn your head the opposite way your shoulders are turning. So just for a second, stop. Move your shoulders to the right, but look to the left. Move your shoulders to the left, but look to the right. So they're going opposites. And then start that action, rotating, looking the opposite direction. And let's do about 4 more to each side. And 2, and 1, and come center. Just step your feet back together. Pause for a second. Notice how that felt to your body. If it felt a little awkward to move in opposition, if it felt okay for you. And as we move through the poses, we're going to have that chance to do those 3 actions with our head as we're in our twists. So let's come to the top of your mat into a nice mountain pose. Feet can be hips distance apart or tight together, and we'll breathe in and up. Breathe out and sit into chair and just let the palms of your hands come to your heart. Now keep your palms together, pressing. As you rise back up, reach the fingertips up and sit back into chair. So we're going to keep this connection of the palms of the hands while we're doing this movement, reaching up and sitting down. One more time, inhale. Exhale, sit into chair and hold. We'll slowly turn your entire body to the right side. Shouldn't say your entire body, but your torso and your head. And then your entire torso and head to the left. And just notice, what is the range of motion that you have here in your spine without moving your pelvis, your knees, your feet, anything in your lower body. Then when you go to the right, imagine you're pushing with your left hand. So I'm pressing my palm. When you go to the left, push with your right palm and create that energy. Let's do one more to each side, and our head is going the same direction as our body. Come back to the center, keep the palms pressed. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, sit into chair. Now, don't move your head at all. So I want you to look kind of at an angle out in front of you. Twist your body only to the right, pushing with your left palm. And then turn the opposite direction. So your head never moves. Your spine is rotating along that lowest portion of the cervical while the head stays neutral. It might feel like you don't have the ability to go as far when you're doing this twist. One more to each side, to the right and to the left. Back to center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back into your chair. So we are going to do some endurance here for the legs, staying stable. Now when your body goes to the right, look as far to the left as you possibly can. And then as your body goes to the left, look to the right as far as you possibly can. And go back and forth, and you're pushing with the palm to help send the body and the shoulders across. It's almost like you are wringing out your spine, like you would grab a sponge and you would just twist it. And one more to each side. And come to the center. Inhale up. Then exhale and swan dive into forward bend. So our first forward bend of the day might feel a little tight. So take your time to relax here. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Soften your neck and shoulders. You can use your props, a chair or your block. 2 more breaths. And then we'll step back onto your hands and knees, dropping right down to a kneeling position, all fours. And then we'll do our thread the needle. And the first time we do thread the needle, I want you to follow your right hand with your eye gaze. So extend and look up as high as you can. And then as you thread the needle, follow your hand and look toward the left and just gently set your shoulder down. We'll do 3 of those. Inhale, reach, look all the way up to the right. Exhale, look all the way to the left. And one more. Then come right back up to your hands and knees. Same thing on the other side. Left, looking up to the left as far as you can. Reach. And look as far as you can to the right as you lower down. And this should feel pretty comfortable and familiar because it's the way we usually rotate our head when we're doing thread the needle. But I want you to be open to a little bit of a change, something a little bit different today. This is your last one. And then come back up to all fours. So we are going to do the opposite. So as this right arm lifts, I want you to look as far as you can to the left. Then as that arm threads the needle, look to your right. We'll do 2 more of those. Right arm comes up, but you're looking left. Right arm comes down and through, you're looking right. One more time. Oh, that feels really different, Lisa. It sure does. And then come back up, set that hand down. We'll try the same thing on the other side. So we have to really think about it. As the left arm comes up, look right. That is so different to do. And then as the arm comes through, look left. And 2 more. We're still breathing, inhaling as the arm comes up. Exhaling as it comes through. 1 more. And then come back to center. We have 3 more on each side where the head will not move at all. So this one's also a little bit different. You have to really think about it. So look down at your mat right between your thumbs. Lift the right arm up, but you're still looking down. Take it through and look straight down, and you can even set the front of your forehead down to the mat. And then we'll reach up. The head looks down. And we reach through. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. See if your forehead can find the mat and just relax here. This should be a nice stretch for your shoulder. Not much of a twist with your body. Pretty much straight on. And then come back up to switch hands. Keep your head from moving. Inhale, lift the left arm up, rotating your chest. Exhale, reach through, looking straight down. And 2 more. Inhale. It's amazing how much we need to be mindful when we change something that we have done a certain way so many times. Really good for our brain and our body. Let's hold this last one straight down, relaxing your shoulder, taking a stretch there. Just a small one. And then come back up. Let's take a step forward with our right foot out toward the top of our mat. And make it a nice big step so your back knee is back behind you and you feel a good stretch through your hip flexor. If you need your block here, it's underneath your left hand. And we are going to twist open with this right arm and let your head follow and look up as high as you can look. And then lower down, looking back to the front. And again, inhale, reach. And lower down. This third one we will hold. So your twist is not going to move. I want you to keep this twist and just turn your head to look as far as you can toward your left shoulder, even behind your mat a little bit. and then look up toward your hand. 2 more times, turn your head to look down and left, and look up. 1 more. Finishing with the head toward the upper hand, and then lower that hand down. So we'll stretch the hamstring while we're here before we switch. Begin to straighten out the front leg. You can flex the foot if you'd like, and take a little hamstring stretch. You can use your block. If your hamstrings are tight, you need to be up a little higher. Just take this to where you feel the most comfortable. Your knee can be bent as much as you need. Upper body drapes forward any amount. We'll hold 3 more breaths. And then to come back to kneeling, you can just take this right hand, bring it to the middle, and swing the leg around to come back to all fours. And let's do cat pose. We'll tuck the tailbone under, look down towards your belly, round your back. And cow, lift your tailbone, drop your belly down, look forward. Exhale when we come up to cat, pulling your abdominals in. Inhale to cow. 1 more. And just come back to a nice relaxed neutral spine and take a step forward with your left foot toward the top of your mat. Keep moving your toes forward, so we don't want to have this foot back behind our knee, but to be under the knee or even a little bit further forward. If you need your block, place it under the right hand. And we'll twist to the left and follow the left hand up and lower down with the breath. A nice big inhalation as you take it up. Feel the rib cage, feel the lungs. Exhale, bring it down. 1 more time, we'll keep the arm up and then look over your right shoulder as far as you can look with your head. Look back up to the left hand. 2 more, look right. Look left. 1 more. All the way up to the left, and then lower the arm. Press back into your hamstring stretch here. This side feels a little tighter for me today, so just listen to your body, see where you're at today. No competition between the right and left side, between where you were yesterday and where you are today. Just accepting of that and observing. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And after that third exhale, you can sweep the left hand in so the leg circle around out. We'll come back to a hands and knees position, but then push back to child's pose with nice extended fingertips forward. As you come up from child's, round your back up into cat stretch, and then drop your belly down into a little bit of a back bend or a kneeling plank. And scoop the abs in and up, come back to child's pose. Let your back round as you come up. And then a spinal extension as you drop the hips down any amount. And again, now you can repeat cat and cow if that feels better for you today, rather than doing this progressive sequence. And then come back up, finish 1 more child's pose. And we'll step that right foot forward again to our kneeling lunge. Our twist will be different now, so we'll come all the way up, press the palms together like we did with that twisting chair, and we'll twist towards the right leg, that front leg, and look as far as you can over your right shoulder. And keep this pose, so you can be upright or you can even be elbow planted to the thigh. And while we hold this, we'll look from the right shoulder over the left 3 times. Looking to the right. So our endurance is in our pose. The legs are strong, the abs are engaged as we're moving just the neck. We'll finish with a look to the right and come back to center. Level your body off. We'll take one more hamstring stretch on this leg. Shift the hips back. Maybe you can go deeper this time. You can even slide this front foot a little further forward and come into more of a front split, our Hanumanasana pose. And we'll hold here 3 breaths. So important, our hamstring flexibility work. Okay, right hand comes into the center. We'll swing that right leg back around. Then we'll come to a child's pose and flow through a kneeling half series vinyasa. We'll inhale forward to a kneeling plank. Exhale, bend the elbows, come down towards your belly. Inhale, a baby cobra, then push off the hands and exhale back to your child's pose. Inhale forward to kneeling plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Now, if you'd rather take the cat and cow option, that's great. Inhale, baby cobra, push up. Exhale back to child's pose. It's a progression so that everyone has the opportunity to take what feels best in their body. We'll end up back in our child's pose for just a breath. Then step that left foot forward to find a really good kneeling lunge. There's no rush to get into your twist, so take your time here to set it up and make sure your alignment is good in that front foot. Then press your palms together. And we'll turn to the left and the gaze goes with you. I'm pushing with my right palm to help me find that rotation. Come back to the center. 2 more. Exhaling into the twist. Look as far left as you can. And back to center. 1 more. Now hold your twist. Look to the right just with your head over that right shoulder. Look to the left. And you can brace that right elbow across the left knee for twisting prayer. 1 more time. This also challenges the balance when we move the head in the pose. Come back to center. And we'll take our hamstring stretch one last time. Press back and lengthen. And breathe. If you're really feeling tight here, you can try pointing the foot down, and that releases some of the tension in the back of the leg. If you're not feeling the stretch, really pull the toes back, and that'll help you increase the length of the muscle. 2 more breaths. then shift the left hand to the center to swing the left leg around, coming back to the hands and knees. Child's pose just briefly. And then we'll rise up to find downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up to the sky, and let the heels sink toward the earth. And just notice how your down dog feels this morning. Really press off of your hands. Now we'll prepare to step the left foot forward to lunge. So you can do it a couple ways. The right foot. You can lift the right leg and swing it through, or you can bend your knees really deeply and spring that foot forward. And then we'll rise up to high lunge. Now again, these are progressive, so if you want to drop your back knee down, you certainly can. Finding that high crescent lunge. Now I'm going to give you two options here in the standing pose. Option one was our first rotation that we did in the kneeling pose, where you've got your block, you're going to come up and down. Your second option is twisting here, turning right and left. So you choose which one works best for you. I'm going to demonstrate the second one. So we'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, turn to the right. You're going with your gaze. Inhale back to the center. Two more. Twist to the right. One more. Twist right and hold. You can also bring this elbow to plant across the front thigh. So you're either here or you are here. We'll turn, and from the right gaze, looking up, we'll look across to the left 3 times. Now this is really challenging here from this twisting prayer lunge. So take your time, go slow. And one more. Whoop, there I went. Good, I'm going back to this one. And then we'll lower that hand down right from here. We'll press back to your down dog or enjoy child's pose for a couple of breaths. That was super challenging on that standing lunge, but know that you can drop your knee down, do anything that you need to make those poses accessible for you. We'll get ready to step the left foot forward so we can lift it up and swing it through, or we can bend the knees and give yourself a little jump forward. Come up and find your high crescent lunge, and then decide which of these poses you'd like to do. So we can do the supported block rotation, or we can do the unsupported rotation. When you've got your choice, let's rotate to the left and bring your head with you that direction. Come back to the center. Try not to hold your breath in these poses. Rotate left, take your gaze with you. And to center. One more time. Option to place the elbow across. You can be here or you can be here. And we'll look down over the right shoulder and up toward the left. 2 more times, looking down to the right and up to the left. Last time. And then we'll come back to the center and press back to your down dog or a child's pose. Holding 2 or 3 breaths. Just reconnecting with that breath. And we'll prepare to step the right foot forward again, not as far this time. So either lift the leg to step through or bend the knees and right foot, bring the right foot forward. And we will come up and find a warrior one. So the back heel now is planted down to the floor. Your hips are squared forward. And we'll be upright or we'll be in revolved triangle. So your two choices for this pose are to stay up and do your twist here. Second choice, maybe using your block, is to straighten both legs and do your twist here. So decide which one you'd like to do and prepare. We'll rotate to the right side. Take your gaze up with you and lower down. Two more for this flowing twist. The last one, we will hold it up. So you are either here, or if you've chosen the warrior one option, you're here. And now we begin to move the head. So looking to the left and looking to the right. Your second option is looking like this, looking to the left and looking to the right. One more time. And then lower down. Well, this time, rather than stepping back to down dog, we'll step forward into forward bend. Relax there for about 2 to 3 breaths. And then for the other side, the right foot steps back. We turn the toes out a little bit. We can come up. Find your warrior one. Your first choice is to twist from this pose. Second choice is to place the block, if needed, underneath the right hand and to twist from your triangle. So choose the one you'd like, prepare. Then we'll inhale into that rotation. You're following to the left side. Exhale to lower. Or you're here to the left side. And back down. One more to hold. If you're in warrior one, you're pressing a little bit with that right palm. And then we'll look to the right without moving your pose. Then look back over to the left. Or if you're here, look down to the right and up to the left. One more time. This sequence is so good for neck mobility. And then prepare to come back into a forward bend, stepping that back foot in. 2 or 3 breaths. And we'll soften the knees, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to extended mountain pose. Exhale, press your palms at heart center. Take a second just to check in, see how your body's feeling. Notice your energy, the length of your spine, the feel of the muscles in your neck. 2 more breaths. And then we'll transition to seated. So any way that you want to come down onto your mat in a seated position. I'm going to bring my little cushion blanket along with me. We'll be doing some seated twists. with the same goal in mind of moving our neck and our head from side to side. So the first one, we'll have our right knee bent, our left leg extended out. Both arms are to the front. Watch your right hand and follow it as you open out to the right and look behind you as far as you can. Then close the hand back in as you look back to the front. Really sit up tall here. Rotate to the right, look to the right hand, to that right thumb. Come back in. And this last one we will hold. So this requires a lot of core strength to maintain this twist. Try not to hunch up your shoulders, so really press them down, even if you have to drop your arms a little bit. Then from looking to the right hand, you'll look to the left, just turning your head. Look right. Look left. I feel endurance in just holding my arms up. Let's do one more, looking right. Looking left. Look right and hold. Then close the hand in. Now let this right knee just open out to the side. Bring your sole of your foot to your inner thigh and reach forward and take a hamstring stretch. We'll be here for a little bit, so if you have your yoga strap handy, place that under the bottom of your foot and give yourself a little pull down. And relax this right hip. You can support it with your block if you need to. And just relax into that prop. And we'll take 2 more breaths. All right, release the strap, inhale, rise back up, and we'll switch the legs. So the right leg extends out, the left knee bends. We sit up as tall as we can. And you notice I'm sitting on a blanket, and that really does help if you have tight hamstrings. It helps you to tip your pelvis forward and get up on your sitting bones. Otherwise, we tend to be rounded back. Bring both hands forward. Open to the left and let your gaze follow your hand back as far as you can behind you. And then close the hand back in. Now, if this makes you dizzy to move your head, you can just look toward the right hand and do the twist only without moving your head. And let's do one more. Opening to the left, we'll hold this twist and really find a good alignment and nice core strengthening. Then look from the left hand to the right hand, back to the left hand, to the right hand, and again, left and right. Nice endurance for this twist. Then look left and hold. Bring everything back to the center. Ooh, let the left knee open out. Support it with your prop if you need. And we'll stretch forward with or without the use of your yoga strap. Nice long spine. Try not to hunch your body, so stay really lifted. And then just hinge from your hip any amount you can stretch forward. Then find your breath, a good pace of your breath, in and out through the nose. One more breath in. And then release your props. Come back up. We'll do Navasana or boat pose. So your options are just to sit with your feet on the floor. You can even sit in a chair and just to lean back a little bit. You can even hold on to your thighs here. Or we can lift the right leg up and the knee can be bent or the leg extended as straight as you feel comfortable. So similar to what we did before, our hands start to the front. We'll open the right arm out. Look as far as you can to the right. Come back to the center. Your other option, you're here. You can hold on to your knee or your thigh to help support you. Then the last time, we'll hold the twist. Look left and right. 2 more. One more. And come back to the center. Nice. Bend both knees, open both knees out, butterfly stretch. We'll come forward, release any tension in your lower back. Sometimes we feel a little pull in the back when we have the knees up and bent knees because it fires the hip flexor. So let's try it on the other side. So we're up, either both feet are down and we're twisting left, or that left leg is up, either with a bent knee or extended leg. Sit up tall, turn to the left side, open, and close. Take your options here for support. Open, and close. Open and hold. Look right and left 3 times. One more. Then close everything together and open the knees out for butterfly. That's some pretty intense core work. And again, neck mobility. So you should be feeling pretty loose in the muscles of the neck. One more breath here in butterfly. And then we'll make our way down onto our backs. Take your time to get there. So we'll be doing a reclining twist. And if you need props, set them off to your right side because that's the first way that we will hold a twist is off to the right. Come down onto your back. Now, if you have back issues and twisting bothers your back, with rotation, you can keep your feet on the mat and just drop your knees from side to side here, kind of like windshield wiper knees. Or you can bring your knees up to tabletop and try to squeeze your knees tight together. Open your arms to the side to help you brace your shoulders into the mat. And we'll keep our head straight up, so we're not going to move the neck here. And we'll take the knees as far as you feel comfortable to the right without your left shoulder picking up off the mat. Come back through the middle. Drop your knees to the left. Back to the middle. You've got 2 more each direction with these oblique rotations. Head remains neutral. 1 more on each side. Then we'll drop the knees all the way to the right. And here's where you might need props if you can't get your knees down without letting your left shoulder come up. So I can stack my block underneath my legs to hold myself in this position. Once you get into this twist, there's a lot of variations that you can do. You can bring this knee forward more and push down with your hand. You can extend that leg straight, grab a hold of it. You can bind your legs and wrap them together into a rooted twist. So just decide what feels best for you here, or maybe just stack the knees and relax. Once you have the twist that works best for you, look as far as you can to the left side. So you're looking the opposite direction from your knees. And we'll hold here about 5 slow breaths. Let everything relax. Try not to tense up your body here in this twist. Just let go. And when you have your 5 breaths, just bring your knees back up through the middle. And if you're using props, take a moment just to switch them over to the other side of your mat with as little movement as you need to do. So try not to sit up. Just do that from your reclined position. Open your arms back out. Remember, you can just tip your knees from side to side here with your feet on the floor, or bring your knees up to tabletop. And we'll drop to the left first. Right shoulder stays on the mat. Pull it back up with strong oblique muscles and drop the knees to the right. And up, 2 more each side. One more each direction. And then drop those knees all the way over to the left, supporting them with props if you need, and choosing the variation of twist that your body will really enjoy today. Once you find that position and can relax into it, look over your right shoulder toward that right hand. And we'll hold about 5 slow breaths. Just recheck your body to make sure you're not tensing up any muscles. Just let go, surrender to the pose. And after that 5th exhale, bring your head back to neutral, your knees back to neutral as well. And we are going to do a gentle bicycling movement. So with your feet flat on the floor, you'll pull the right knee up to your chest, lift your head and shoulders up, and look over the right shoulder. Set it back down. Bring your left knee up to your chest, lift your head and shoulders, and turn and back down. Well, sometimes this can be bothersome to the neck to pick your head up off the floor. Turning the head helps with that, but also you can support your head with your fingertips behind and lift up and turn and then switch. Slow and controlled, 2 more each direction. One more each side. And then relax down, hug both knees right up into your chest. Relax your lower back, compress it down into the mat. Then we have one more seated twist. So you can either roll yourself up like a ball or roll to your side and press yourself up. You may need your yoga strap for this one. So this twist involves an IT band stretch. So we'll start with the right leg staying right here. The left leg is going to just drop underneath you a little bit. Your left hand reaches and grabs the outside of your right foot. Now, if you can lean back a little bit and lift this foot up and straighten your leg, you can use your hand for this pose. If not, you'll grab your yoga strap, loop it under the bottom of your foot and hold on to it with your left hand, and then see if you can get this leg to straighten out. Either one is fine. I want you to be able to sit up tall. Then we'll pull the leg across the body and take this right shoulder and turn it back behind. And look as far as you can to the right. Your right arm can be lifted, or you can place it back behind you, creating a little second spine, and rotate and hold. 3 breaths. Now keep this twist, keep the IT band stretch, and just turn your head only back to the center. See if you can pull this leg across a little more. Feel this in the IT band area outside the thigh, in your hamstring as well. And then bring it back to the center and bend the knee and relax it. Good. Let's see where we can go on the other side. So your left leg is here. Your right foot tucks under a bit. The right hand reaches across the outside of the left foot. See if you can pick it up and get your leg to straighten. If this is not an option for you, take your yoga strap, loop it under the bottom of your foot, extend that leg out, bring it across as far as you can go, and then we'll turn this left shoulder back to the back of the room, either opening your arm out or placing your hand behind you for a little second spine, and hold 3 breaths. And then only bring your head back to the center and see if you can bring this leg across a little more. So I still have my shoulder back a little bit. I still have a twist, but my head is center and the leg is moving across. One more breath in, inhale. And exhale, bring it back to center and relax. Take a seated wide leg stretch. So the legs are out any amount that is a comfortable position for you. You can use your hands behind you to lengthen your spine and press yourself forward, or you can reach the fingertips out in front of you and walk your hands as far forward as you can into a nice inner thigh, hamstring, and low back stretch. You can also modify this to anything else that you'd like for our final stretch of the morning. 2 more breaths. And then pull your body up. Find a comfortable seat, either simple cross-leg pose or even sitting in a chair is great as we finish. So we'll take this right hand, turn your palm to face behind you so that the side that would have your watch on your wrist would go to your lower back. Make sure this feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't, Just put your hand on your hip. Bring your left arm up, reach it. Take your fingertips and place them gently toward the right ear, and we are going to tip our head toward the left. Now, I'm not pulling with my hand. I'm just giving a gentle guidance with my fingertips to increase length in the side of your neck. From here, turn your head to look down and hold. Turn your head back to center and bring it back up to neutral, releasing that right hand. Left hand, it's my right. Bring that left hand now behind your back. Make sure that feels comfortable. Lift the right arm up, stretch. Bring the fingertips toward the left ear and tip the right ear toward the right shoulder gently. Then rotate your head just a little bit, looking down. So we have side flexion of the neck with gentle rotation. Releasing tightness in the upper trapezius. And bring your head back to look center and up, releasing the arm down. Very carefully bring that left hand from behind your back. And we'll take a breath together. Inhale, reach up. Press the palms and exhale, thumbs to the heart center. Pause for just a moment and check in, noticing how your body's feeling after our practice today. And the light and joy and peace that reside within me, honor the light, joy, and peace in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I hope everything felt good. If you joined me late, I need to skip our little debriefing today and head to the downtown Y. But send me a little text or message and let me know how class worked for you today. I would love to hear from you. And I'll see you tomorrow in our cardio class. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.